This is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels, and the Fibonacci's where they're in play. It is Monday the 22nd of February. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, we're looking at the hourly candlesticks. Going to see Bitcoin move back through the pivot at 57.028 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 58,670. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's new swing high, 58,321.2. Buying an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 59 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin test resistance at 60,000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 59,963. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 55,734 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 55,000 levels. Second major support level sits at 54,093. Looking at the MACD, we've seen a marked widening of the bearish histograms after yesterday's late bearish cross, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMA, the 50 has flattened out on the 100 and the 200 as well, so need to keep an eye on that through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot at 57.028 and target yesterday's new swing high to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's also a bearish start to the day here. Going to need to see Ethereum move back through the pivot at 1932 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 1980. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's high. It was at 1976.72. Buying an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level and Sunday's high to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum test resistance at 2000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2024. Failure to move back through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 1888 back into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid the second major support level sitting at 1841. Looking at the MACDs, we have a widening of the bearish histogram this morning, supporting this pullback through the morning, and on the EMAs, the 50 has closed in on the 100 and the 200, also a bearish signal. So key through the early part of the day would be to move back through the pivot at 1932 to then bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels are in play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bearish this morning. Going to need to see Litecoin need to move back through the pivot at 227.25 to take a run at the first major resistance level, say at 234.24. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out from yesterday's high. It was at 233.95. So barring an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level and Sunday's high to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin test resistance at 250 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 240.95. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 220.54 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 210 levels. Second major support level at 213.55 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we had a bearish cross this morning, supporting the early morning pullback. On the EMAs, the 50 has closed in on the 100 and the 200, also a bearish signal. So key through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot at 227.25 and break back through to 230 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels will be in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also bearish this morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move back through the pivot at 0.5358 to take a run at the first major resistance level, say at 0.5677. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from yesterday's high. It was at 0.55839. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect first major resistance level and resistance at 0.57 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP target 0.60 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level, that's at 0.5803. Failure to move back through the pivot would bring the 23.6% fib at 0.5320 back into play. and also the first major support level at 0.5132. Barring an extended sell-off, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.50 levels. Second major support level sits at 0.4813. Looking at the MACD, we had a bearish cross this morning, supporting this early morning downside. On the EMAs, the 50 failed to break back through the 200 and has pulled away marginally from the 200 this morning. Also bearish signal. So keep through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot at 0.5358 to then bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels are in play.